I'm taking a strap. I'm strapped up.
What's happening? What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 194 of the SZN Podcast. I'm your boy Kam
Flowz.
And you know the drill by now, guys. Before we kick off the episode, my usual housekeeping message. Please head over to our Instagram page, which is SZN Podcast, or our Twitter page, which is SZN Pod. There's a link in the bio on both of those pages there. We'll take you to where we're situated at streaming-wise. So, guys, please make sure you check that out for us and head over to wherever you get your podcasts, or if it's video, we've got the YouTube link there as well. So make sure you do that for us, guys. Much appreciated. Flowz, how are you this fine week? Bank holiday weekend or week?
Good, bro. How are you?
Yeah, all good, thank you. Good, thank you. Agenda for this week, pretty simple. We had some fights to discuss. Two big names, I guess. Two of the biggest names in the sport, really, truly. Yeah, I think to be fair, all the big names we've got talking points for this week. But yeah, let's start with Saturday, Flowz.
Yeah.
Cinco de Mayo weekend. You know, that is a classic boxing weekend normally. It's usually reserved for the biggest of stars. And at the moment, the face of boxing, or the face of boxing that we believe is the face of boxing, Mr. Canelo Alvarez, was in action. He usually gets that prime Cinco de Mayo slot every year. And for the first time in a while, I guess, Flowz, he was fighting the fellow Mexican. A Mexican that also has a large following, highly regarded, undefeated as well, young, hungry lion, 27 years old, with how many fights? 40-odd fights?
Yeah.
Jaime Munguia. And, you know, Flowz, if you want to discuss the preamble a little bit before we go into the breakdown, I don't know if you caught. I think we'd be remiss not to mention.
Let's talk about it briefly.
The real beef, because it was quite clear from the jump, right, Flowz, that there's no animosity between Canelo and Jaime Munguia. Canelo respects him as a young, hungry lion. And obviously, Munguia said many times, you know, I think when he started his career that he wishes one day to fight. I think Canelo's one of his dream opponents, right? He looks up to him. Naturally, Canelo's the face of boxing and the face of Mexican boxing. So, of course, you want to fight your idol at some point. Idols become rivals and whatnot, right? Jaime Munguia, as we know, is backed by Oscar De La Hoya, the Golden Boy. And he's been trying to turn Jaime since the Canelo separation. I guess he's been trying to turn Jaime into that golden goose for him, the next Mexican star.
Yeah.
So it was obvious, Flowz, given the split and how bad it went between Golden Boy and Canelo, that when these two are in the room, Oscar and Canelo are in the room together, I expected to see some shots thrown. And then we've seen the presser, Flowz, and Canelo didn't hold back. Oscar. I can't lie, Flowz. I'm not, you know, I've learned poco Espanol myself, right? I know a bit of Spanish. I'll be honest, Flowz. I know for a fact, Flowz, just picking up what he threw in every single slur in the book. Every single Spanish slur, bro. Cabron, pendejo. Bro, he was going crazy. Puta. He was saying every single Spanish slur you can think of, he threw them Oscar. That's the real beef, Flowz. That's the real beef there. And he said straight up, even Flowz, he stepped to him. Oscar had to sit back down. And he said that, you know, if Oscar comes his way, he's going to chin him. And I believe him. He doesn't like that man at all. He doesn't like that man at all. It was funny.
Oscar's an idiot. He was crashing it at Canelo. And I don't know why I was trying to wind him up, because you're not in the ring. He's
trying to get him to lose his head, maybe, so that maybe he can, just be rash on the night.
He brought up tainted meat, brought up a lot of stuff, and Canelo bit. But yeah, like we say, these two don't like each other. This is the real beef, but it added some. But I guess he's Oscar's a promoter, so he has to try and sell anyway, regardless. But yeah, it added a bit of fuel.
Well, I will say this though. I don't think what Oscar said was all capped on. And I actually think that some of the things he said, specifically the whole, obviously, a big debate was he was saying obviously that Golden Boy kind of made Canelo and furthered Canelo's career in America massively, and he turned Canelo into the star that he is today.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a fair point. Canelo's rebuttal to that was, no, I was already a star. I came to America. I was already a big name, blah, 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 blah. And I kind of side with Oscar in that regard, in the sense that they did make Canelo's star bigger. And they did really, really elevate him into a position to then go on to achieve what he's achieved in the game and whatnot, and become the face of boxing. I do think that Oscar and Golden Boy, forget the business aside from it, because Canelo's also said that obviously Golden Boy have stolen from him and stolen from their fighters and stuff. Business aside, but just in terms of the promotional aspect flows of developing Canelo's star, I think Oscar did play a huge part of that, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think that's a fair comment from Oscar. And for Canelo to completely dismiss what Oscar and his team did, which is what he is doing, I think that's wrong, if you ask me. But again, it's beef, and he claims this guy stole from him. So I know he's obviously going to say, yeah, this guy did nothing for me, he just stole from me, So yeah.
There's always, I wouldn't even say two sides. It always goes hand in hand. You need a good promoter, and the fighter's got to be good as well. Like we saw Canelo early, obviously through Golden Boy. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But if he wasn't talented, if he wasn't cold, he wouldn't be where he is, and Golden Boy wouldn't have picked him up. So it goes hand in hand. Crap fighters don't get good promotion and don't become the face of boxing. You don't become the face without me. If you're crap, you've got to be elite. If he wasn't putting in the grind and whatnot. So I hear, obviously, you're not going to give credit to a promoter as a fighter in that sense, especially when you're beefing, because you put in the hard work in the gym. You're the one who's fighting. He even took time out to learn English. But yeah, definitely Golden Boy gave him the platform. And Oscar's always been a good mouthpiece. So yeah, I hear both sides.
Let's get to the fight itself then, Flowz, because we were quite adamant, right, in saying how we believe that, unfortunately for Jaime Munguia, as good as he is and how exciting he is going forward, his style is probably going to play straight into Canelo's hands. And starting off the fight, Flowz, obviously I'm seeing Jaime start off on the offensive, which is what I expected. I knew he was going to, as always, come forward. He was looking to establish a jab early, Flowz. He was jabbing. And he was throwing combinations, and he was being active, being aggressive. And this is what Jaime Munguia does. And you know what, Flowz? Credit to Jaime Munguia. He really gave it a good go. Then back down there, he was trying to put combinations together. Landed sometimes. But it's just unfortunate, we've said before, Flowz, his weakness is when he's throwing these combinations and stuff. Jaime Munguia is someone that leaves himself so open when he's throwing. Both hands down, just trading. And Canelo, being the masterful, explosive counterpuncher that he is, it's just tailor-made for him. It's going to buy into him. And you're seeing the difference, right, Flowz? I think what was so apparent from jump, really, Flowz, was just the difference in, I guess, the economical nature of the punches between both of them, right, Flowz? Because Jaime's throwing loads, and they're not really landed. A lot of shots blocked, partially blocked, steam taken off it. That's because of Canelo's very, very high-level defense, right? Canelo's not throwing as much, but boy, is he finding the target with a lot more frequencies. I think double in accuracy even, Flowz, for jabs, power punches, body shots. Canelo doubled everything compared to Jaime.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that this guy is so masterful. His timing's way better, way more experienced. And Jaime Munguia defensively is not great. Flowz, I remember last week I was questioning. I said to myself, has Jaime Munguia been down before? I can't remember. He has now. Answer my questions. He has been down. He had it, and it was his first knockdown. Fourth round, Flowz. Jaime's throwing punches, steaming in. Canelo stepped one of the punches. I think it was an uppercut, Flowz. One of Canelo's signature punches, to be fair. It's very well-timed uppercut. Dropped Jaime. Fourth round. First ever time he's been knocked down, Flowz. Confirmed by the commentators. And to be honest, Flowz, Jaime, who for the first 4 rounds was giving it a good go, really being offensive, trying to be effective, landing some stuff, but not really hurting Canelo. I think after that knockdown, Flowz, I don't want to say the jig was up, but it was one of the ones where like, it became a foregone conclusion for me, for Canelo to just calmly just take these rounds, put them in the bank, just off good timing and just being a better boxer overall, Flowz. There's not much there's nothing Jaime Munguia could have done, Flowz. He really actually did try. I saw him try to put the combinations together and really give it a good go. But it's just levels, Flowz. How many times have we said it before, bro? Levels just... Sometimes you just can't get over these levels. And he was never going to hurt this guy. So what could he have done? He gave a good go, I will say that. So give him props for that.
Yeah, I think I said last week that a lot of fighters get in there and they end up feeling defeated and give up. I don't think Jaime Munguia is the type to give up and just try to survive. He definitely gave it a good go. Offensively, he was throwing them. We know Canelo's never been a volume puncher as such. So Jaime Munguia was always going to throw more. Has the reach, height advantage, but it's that an offensive gap in their abilities. Canelo, masterful defense. Jaime, easy to hit. Very easy to hit. And yeah, I think that showed Canelo didn't have to nearly everything was pretty much landing. And there was a few times I felt he carried Jaime after that 4th round. I think he took it easy on him. He took it light on him. He's always said that he's not really on fighting Mexicans. I don't think of the bio. I don't think Jaime had a lot of support there. He had a lot of support as well. Yeah,
the crowd was loud. The crowd was booming. A lot of Munguia fans, obviously, I'm there. Even at one point, I was shocked. I thought, wow. Sounds like they're drying up the Canelo fans. But obviously, then the Canelo fans start getting going as well. But yeah, the crowd was booming.
They were booming. And I don't think he wanted to upset the Jaime fans as well. I think he talks about being Mexican through and through. There was a time where he landed flush and Jaime looked hurt as hell. And Canelo clinched.
Eighth round, I think. Eighth round, I think, yeah.
Canelo clinched and almost said, let me allow you, give you a breather. Yeah, so light work for Canelo. Not that it was a good fight, not that it was easy work, but after that knockdown, I didn't see what Jaime could have done.
Flowz. I actually forgot to mention it, but yeah, I also agree with you. I think Canelo could have, if he wanted to, he could have really knocked this guy out. I can't lie. I think because after the 4th round, like I said, the 8th round was a very apparent when he initiated the clinch. But I think there was another once more, twice more, where he had Jaime stunned or hurt, and he didn't go for the kill like he normally does. And it could be the whole. Because I think he said something about in the preamble, maybe it was obviously gas up the crowd and whatnot, but in the preamble, he had mentioned how he's going to go stop him within 8. But I can see in there, like, he ain't really trying to get this guy out there, you know. He's got no real beef with this guy, and you could be right, you know. Cinco de Mayo weekend, you know, it's a bit uncouth, right, to have a knockout Mexican, a fellow countryman, or one of your biggest national days or something, right? So, maybe you're right there. Maybe he felt sorry for him, but yeah, man, he definitely let Jaime off the hook a couple of times.
Yeah,
and fair play. But it was still exciting enough in terms of, again, you give credit to Jaime. Other man, as you said, Flowz, going into from round 1 survival mode with Canelo. Callum Smith, Rocky Foot, you know, all these man, Charlo, just happy to survive. Jaime was actually coming forward, even though the punches had no steam on them towards the end. They were getting blocked or whatever. You know, Canelo was there walking through his stuff. He wasn't deterred, and he kept going. So, he's got a lot of heart, a lot of pride, Jaime, and he backs himself, clearly. It's just, he comes up against a great one. Look how when Canelo fought Mayweather, you know, Mayweather made him look foolish. But it was just Mayweather's time, levels. And that's what it is now. Canelo's levels, and unfortunately, Jaime isn't there yet. That's what it is. Sorry for Oscar too. Well, I'm not really sorry for Oscar, but I know he would have gone crazy if Jaime won. So, happy Canelo got that dub. And, Flowz, I mean, Yeah, no, it was a UD. I had no issues with the result, really. He's exactly what we expected. Jaime Munguia will come again, Flowz, as we said, he's only 27 years old. He's got so much time. This is Canelo's, 65th fight, I think? Flowz, Canelo's CTE is going to be disgusting, by the way. I'm just going to say that. It's going to be awful. It's going to be nasty. I can't lie, because that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But I don't even think there's any point talking about what's next for us, because we know all we want is Benavidez, right? That's what we want. Yeah. What do you make of Canelo's talk, Flowz, about? Because I know you've seen the comments. He's repeatedly been asked about Benavidez, and he's talked about if the money is right. Yeah. Now, am I right in thinking, Flowz, that we never really hear Canelo talk money like that normally when it comes to fight? Am I right? When it comes to opponents, he's never used the money line. So him making that comment, it doesn't sit right with me, Flowz. I'll be honest, because that's never been you. You've always been a whoever you name, I'm gonna go through them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Never mention money. I'm like, leave that money talk to the Floyds and them, man. That's what they like to do. So for him to say that, Flowz, I don't like it. I don't like it at all, bro. It doesn't look good to me, because that's unlike him. He's never been about the money like that. Obviously, I know he's about his bread, but he's never leaned on if the fee is right. Yeah. What do you make of it?
It's weird. I can't picture it. Look, Canelo's achieved all there is to achieve. David Benavidez isn't a champion, so he's not actively chasing him. I'm just laying the landscape right now. But the thing is, he's talking about 200 million. He's saying he doesn't care. Once breath, he's saying he doesn't care. He'll fight him next. He'll fight him tonight. But in another breath, he's saying, yeah, if the money's right, I'll fight him. I'm not bothered. I can't gauge why he's saying that. And the fee he's saying, it sounds like ducking to me. When you're saying 200 mil, that's ducking as far as I'm concerned. Now, we know Canelo better than that. He's not a duck. Maybe he's just saying this to get a mad offer. I don't know. But what's coming out of his mouth, like you say, it's not been him. And all of a sudden he's saying it now. It's sounding a bit mad. And honestly, with what he said, it doesn't seem like the fight's going to happen next.
Sad.
I'm not encouraged. And at these points, we look to His Excellency, and His Excellency seems to be going another route, from what I'm hearing as well.
Yeah.
So I don't even know.
Yeah. Yeah. It's sad to hear that, if that's the case, Flowz, because I don't think we've clamored for an opponent for him like this since Triple G. And even for Triple G, which was probably a bigger, in fact, at the time was a bigger fight, I think, the Triple G fights, he didn't get no 200 mil for that. So for him to come out and say that crazy number, optically, Flowz, it doesn't look good. And I'm not going to call him a duck yet. Everyone is liable to be called a duck. Canelo throughout his entire career has never shown ducking tendencies, right? And I've never, but in this part, this opponent, you've always avoided. Every time I posted the Benavidez question, it's either a maybe or we'll see or whatever. But there's other opponents. It's like I want to fight them. This, that. And then this offer, I want 200 mil to fight him. Doesn't look good optically. So I'm not gonna go as far as call him a duck yet. He could just be playing games, but it makes sense to make the Benavidez vote. As you said last year, it's Benavidez. All routes lead to Benavidez. That's what it is now. He's proved himself. He's a very good opponent, credible opponent. And it will make for an exciting match stylistically. So why not, man? Why not? But yeah, shout out to Canelo anyways. I'm not too sure who it could be next then, if it's not Benavidez, Flowz. I mean, there's another Charlo brother out there.
Well,
yeah.
His Excellency, or it sounds like he's trying to make the Terence Crawford thing happen.
The Bud Crawford, not a fan of it personally. Not a fan of it personally, but I guess what the money is there, and the the demand, because there will be public demand for that one, especially from casuals too. Then that one might actually be closer to, because now obviously Bud is now in league with His Excellency too.
Okay.
So yeah, it could be. Yeah, that could be it. Yeah, not a fan of that one personally.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. And Jaime Flowz, stick around at 168, win a belt.
Do what
To be fair,
you want.
well, Canelo has all the belts to be fair, so he can't win a belt. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but I wouldn't see Jaime in the mix now with Caleb Plants and whatnot. Now that he's he's officially 168. Why not? Right?
Yeah, no stepping back and fighting no names. Competitive fights, please.
Yeah. Cool. Right then, Flowz. Let's then move on to the fight that happened today, actually. No, in a way, Luis Nery Flowz. Yeah, this happened today, afternoon on a Monday, as it tends to be in Japan, for us anyways. And Flowz, last week, I mentioned how Luis Nery is a very good opponent for Inoue, a very dangerous opponent too. Has a lot of power, ex-champion, and has upset the apple cart before on Japanese opponents. I did not expect, though, Flowz, to see Luis Nery dropping Inoue for the first time in his career in the first round. I said, what? Like, obviously, I knew this guy was dangerous. He could potentially go on skin. Still expect Inoue to, do his thing, but this guy carries real power, and he's a good boxer, good ex-champion. Inoue, Flowz has sort of come in and he's thrown his shots and he's left himself wide open for the hook, for the overhand. No, was it overhand? I think it was overhand. It was overhand, yeah.
Left?
Overhand left, I think it was, yeah. Nery hasn't really looked properly. I think, in fact, if you watch it, Flowz, Nery actually hasn't really looked.
Yeah.
He's just been on instinct, just thrown it. And he's so wide open, he's cracked him. And it's a good knockdown. Inoue, actually, look, Flowz, you look at when it's camera zoomed to his eyes, he looks shocked. Obviously, he's never been there before, never been down. Yeah. So I'm there thinking, surely not. Surely an upset's not going in the cards. This is crazy. Year of the upset, right? But Flowz, what happened? What proceeded to happen, Flowz? I expected.
Yeah.
After that first round knockdown, Flowz, this guy in a way has put the pause on there. And absolutely, Flowz beat him up. It's actually so funny. Look, Flowz, gone quick. He got his lick back immediately in round 2. Dropped him in round 2. Counter shot. Nery got too comfortable. Obviously, if I knocked down, probably excited. Left himself open. Boom. Quick counter left. Drop my man. And then from then, it's just Inoue doing what we know, Flowz. Masterful boxer puncher, as we know. He's more than just a power guy, Flowz. His poise around the ring, his punch selection. Really, he can pressure you. He can be a counter puncher, Flowz. And obviously, every shot is a whack. Even his jabs look like they're hard. So he's then starting to really style on Luis Nery. And credit Nery, he was still trying and whatnot, but I'm just seeing his face get redder and redder, and in a way, he's then getting into his rhythm. And anyways, it's just long, man. It's just long. He's there pulling back and then bang, pivoting it out. Yeah, nah. In a way, bro, in a way, he started going crazy.
Yeah.
Dropped him again, I think, in the, was it the
fifth round? Yeah.
Yep. And then spectacularly close to show in the 6th. But yeah.
Yeah, that knockdown surprised me. But looking at it, I don't think he was too hurt. I think he was just more shocked because he was in the middle of his combination, I believe. He was throwing a right hook and the shot caught him off balance. As he went to throw it, caught him off balance and it spun him.
He actually he spun a little bit,
He really torn. He torn.
Yeah, he did,
because it caught him at the right time. The timing was perfect. I don't know how Nery just kind of threw it in between his combination.
Yeah.
And caught in a way while he was trying to throw his shot. So it spun him off balance and he went down. Took his time. I think he was shocked. I don't think he was too hurt. I think his legs were pretty stable. Took his time on his knee. It's not like it took him. He wasn't on all fours like Devin Haney trying to get up. So yeah, I think he recovered pretty quickly. But he added some spice down in the first, showing he's not. To be fair, we know he's not invincible. Tapanes gave him a good fight. He's obviously moving up through the weights. It's going to get difficult. You're going to met with more resistance, and Nery's a good fighter. But normality resumed from that second round because
that's a great. Normality resumed is a good way to put it, Flowz. It definitely was after the knockdown.
Yeah,
normality resumed, and all was right in the world again of boxing. He's incredible, right, Flowz? I mean, just he keeps reading off like breaking records, I swear, and just this run of KOs that he's on, and just how he destroys his opponents and kind of makes it look easy. Because from that second round, it looked easy for him. And as you said, Nery is a good ex-champion world level fighter.
Yeah,
Nery's not a scrub, so he's just making these guys look like they don't even belong in there with him. And it's like I said, it's super. A boxer punch is the best combination of what you can be, really, Flowz, because obviously he can box well, and obviously because he has that ridiculous power, you just can't live with this guy. Like it's like even the guys who've gone 12 with him, Flowz, I have to even applaud even more now because he's really breaking these guys down and beating them up. It's crazy. As I said last week, Flowz, I think he can become undisputed again in the next division up, in my opinion. I think he can do it again. I don't see what else is left for him at Super Bantam. I know he said he wanted to stay there because obviously he wanted to get used to the weight and whatnot. But I don't really see any challenges for him down there. So it only makes sense to me for him to move up now and try and become a free weight undisputed champion. Him and Bud can have that race. Who can do it? Who can first to do it? Free weight classes, So yeah, I think that should be the move for him, for sure. And like I said, I'm backing him to do it, bro. I can't see anyone stopping him. Maybe until he gets to like 135 when it's like, okay, slow down now. There's some real people in this division. I wonder if eventually walks for us, there will obviously we see now His Excellency is there trying to do super fights between Crawford and Canelo when they're so far apart, technically in terms of weight classes. But if he's gonna try and make it happen, he's gonna try and make it happen. But if that happens, then we won't be surprised for us if we then start seeing offers for, they've talked about Inoue versus Tank, Inoue versus Shakur Stevenson, for example. Even though they're far apart in weight, where it looks like, if they can ship a Crawford versus Canelo, why wouldn't they ship a Inoue versus Shakur or Inoue versus Lomachenko? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think Canelo Crawford is big money. Maybe Tank versus Inoue is big money as well.
Yes, it's Tank Inoue, yeah.
I don't think Shakur would be big money as such. But yeah, His Excellency is just making fantasy fights right now.
Yeah.
Money's not an issue for any of these fights, really.
Yeah,
everyone's compliant. So look, let's see. I worry about moving up in classes the way he's doing.
In a way,
yeah, I think skill wise, and like to be fair, I won. What's it? 126. He's at 122 now. I 126. I don't see anyone really beating him, but I think sometimes it starts to when fighters move up in weights, people start getting more ambitious with what their requirements or expectations, as we see with Canelo. People say, "Oh yeah, what he's." People might start saying, "Anyway, he's ducking Tank or something stupid, ducking Lomachenko," where it's like, now you're just asking too much. And anyway, to be fair, as far as he can go, let him go, man. I want to see it.
Yeah,
as long as
for sure
he don't piss hot. There comes a point where those questions start getting chucked in. Americans have been asking it for time.
Bro, we got after the way he destroyed Fulton. That's when I've never seen so many drug allegations touch this guy. Oh, they said he needs to fight in America and test in America to prove. Do you know how crazy that is? They said they don't trust the Japanese test. Come fight in America and do it in America, and we'll see.
They said hand wraps. They said hand wraps. Loaded gloves.
Bro, insane.
Look, yeah.
And so I like how Inoue hasn't been. I know he has fought in America, obviously, but these last couple we've seen all been in Japan. He hasn't bought into the hype of going to America or whatever. They know their market. They know he's a big star in Japan. And people are still going to tune up. People like me or you will tune in no matter where he's fighting. We're going to tune in regardless. Yeah. So, yeah, man, they've kept it local. I like that. They haven't been lured by the law of Vegas. So yeah, no, I like that a lot. And yeah, I'm with you, Flowz. I want to see how far this guy can go. Keep going, man. Keep going. He's awesome. An amazing talent. And pound for pound, top 3, right, Flowz? No arguments there from me. Top 3, pound for pound. So yeah.
Top 2, really. It's been a debate
Mhm.
back to back for the last few fights.
Yeah.
Him and Terence Bud Crawford.
Yep.
But yeah, definitely top 3.
Yeah, sure. Flowz, we do have one fight to discuss for next week. I guess it's a big fight in theory, really and truly. It's for there's a belt on the line as well, the IBF 135-pound belt on the line. But yes, George Kambosos versus Vasily Lomachenko is around the corner, Flowz. It's coming this Saturday. I think it's Saturday, or was it Sunday? It might be Saturday. Sunday, okay.
Sunday in Australia, yeah.
It's usually Australia, yeah, Sunday, yeah, you're right. So yeah. Another big fight for George Kambosos, Flowz. You know, as you said before, my man's destiny got changed after that win versus Teofimo Lopez. Or was it that win versus Crawler that changed his destiny? Probably I'd say Teo maybe.
Was it who was it? What Crawler? Was it Selby?
Selby,
Selby,
yeah.
They could have robbed him that fight. They could have.
Could have. I thought he won though, fair and
yeah,
square.
he won.
Yeah.
He definitely won.
Yeah. But yeah, the fight versus Lee Selby changed his career, changed his destiny. And obviously that win versus Teofimo just skyrocketed. And now you look at the resume, Flowz, and it's spectacular. I can't lie. You've got fights with Devin Haney there. Teofimo's on the resume. Lomachenko's on the resume. He's got Kambosos Loki's got the resume that we've been trying to get these other guys to have. But yeah, shout out to Kambosos again. This is one of his dream fights. Apparently, the Lomachenko fight, he promises the Australian people that he was going to bring Loma to Australia, and he's delivered on that. So yeah. That being said, though, Flowz, I don't give him a chance of beating Lomachenko. I'll be so real. And in fact, Flowz, if Lomachenko loses to Kambosos, I'm there questioning that Lomachenko should probably hang out.
Yeah.
I can't look again. You're harsh. To be honest, you're a lot harsher on Kambosos than I am. I think he's good. He's just not levels.
Yeah.
Compared to these guys, he is good though. No doubt about it. He's good. What he did, you can't do that to Teofimo. Even if it's unfocused or focused, Teo, regardless, he cooked Teofimo, and you can't be a scrub to do that. I'll be so real. So I actually think Kambosos is a good fighter. It's just that levels exist for a reason, as we said many times, and unfortunately, he's levels below with Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson's, and the Vasily Lomachenkos. I suspect. I should hope so. And yes, Loma, if you go through hell and high water with this guy, if you lose, I think forget moving back down, Flowz. Just call it a day. You've given us a wonderful, wonderful boxing career, Lomachenko. We're happy for that, but you shouldn't be losing to a Kambosos, despite the recent losses or you not looking good recently. Lomachenko should be levels above Kambosos, Flowz, and I fully expect him to win this one still.
Yeah, I expect Lomachenko to win. If he has any intention of sticking around and fighting at the top level, you've got to beat a Kambosos Jr. I've gone for very much praising Kambosos in his rise. He's been against Lee Selby. I was super impressed with him. Like I said, I think that's the first time I've seen him in action. I went back and watched the Mickey Bay fight. He's good. He's good, but there's definitely levels. I gave him no chance in hell against Devin Haney because he just snapped the tools, and Teofimo was being an idiot in the fight against him. We got to remember Teofimo was being a legit idiot in that fight.
Yeah, he was so dumb.
Not boxing, going for
haymakers. Yes, it was the haymakers. Off balance.
Yeah, Teofimo was being an idiot in the build-up and in that fight. But that's can't take anything away from Kambosos. He went out there and pieced up Teofimo. But yeah, he's talked himself into a position with all the big names. I wouldn't even say talked. He's won himself in a position because he was he on technically? No, he wasn't technically undisputed, but he fought undisputed fights twice.
Him staying relevant was his mouth, but in terms of him getting there initially, that was his work.
Yeah, and him decided to fight the big names, like jumping in there straight with a Devin Haney.
Yeah.
None of these men were doing that. So I've got to give Kambosos his credit for the part he played. He didn't hold up the division like Lomachenko, Tank, Teofimo were planning on doing or whatnot. He got in right in there to undisputed. But yeah, he's simply not at the level. Now he can pull out lightning in the bottle again. But Lomachenko is not the type to be on focus, to be stupid in there. I don't think.
Yeah.
But yeah, good run.
So you're expecting comprehensive. That's a good run. So you're expecting comprehensive. That's a good run. Do you know how far that is?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. I expect a comprehensive Lomachenko UD. And a win for Lomachenko doesn't do anything in my eyes, to be honest, Flowz. Obviously, yes, it gets him another belt again. It gets the IBF belt back, and, you know, there'll be the inevitable calls of, oh, yeah, blah, blah, what performance maybe, or, you know, want to fight, you know, let's fight this guy and that guy. But yeah, in terms of it's not a needle movie at all. I fully expect it to be this guy. And I suspect what would happen now, the winner will probably go on to fight Shakur.
Has to be
for one of his obviously both top rank guys. So yeah, there'll be a unification in that sense, and Shakur gets the winner. So yeah, this is Lomachenko is expected to win this, and I expect him to do it. Hopefully, there's no upsets. Shakur versus Loma is something that I would rather see, as opposed to a Shakur versus George Kambosos Jr. No offense to George, but yeah, Lomachenko I think is just more and more attractive fight. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But again, I'll be firm on this one, Flowz. I do not expect Lightning to strike twice and for George Kambosos to upset the apple cart again. This could be famous last words. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah. I'm just calling it. Just the skill gap is too much, Flowz. And if not, then it's off Lomachenko night. Or Lomachenko is just on the decline, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The footwork is going to be too bamboozling for Kambosos.
I feel he might be hitting air Flowz.
He will be
like he was against Devin.
Look, when people decide to box against Kambosos Jr. as well, Maxie Hughes was boxing against him, giving him help.
Yeah, he was struggling.
But there's no, once he loses, there's no shame of losing to Lomachenko
at all.
He can still get other big fights. I don't think he beats any of the top guys. That's the issue really with Kambosos. He's fought beyond his level. He's performed. He's overperformed. He's overachieved. So yeah, Lomachenko lose, you retire. But if you win, there's big fights still there for you. Tank and Shakur. Before you pack it in the quarter day.
Those are the ones you want,
yeah. Try and get those two in.
Yeah.
Obviously, Lomachenko's past his best. I think it's fair to say, but
yeah, he's still enough. He's still got enough, even past his best. Lomachenko is still better than most guys, and still has a lot of quality to upset and beat guys. So
absolutely.
That's how skilled he was in his prime. For sure. Cool. Flowz, just two things I want to mention actually. Bit of news, unfortunate boxing news actually that we have to mention. I'm sure you saw the Beterbiev news.
Sounded better solid last week. I
can't lie, Flowz, it's sad. It's very sad. So Beterbiev has unfortunately suffered, I think it's a torn meniscus injury in training. Obviously, he was leading up to the fight with Bivol, for the undisputed light heavyweight title on June the 1st. And because of that, now that fight is being postponed. I think a replacement opponent has already accepted to fight Bivol. And what they're going to look to do is reschedule the Bivol-Beterbiev fight for later on in the year, obviously once Beterbiev is healed. So I want to wish, obviously, speedy recovery for Beterbiev. There's no need to question. You know, some people you might question with legitimacy of injuries and whatnot. With someone like Beterbiev, there's no question about it. He's been trying to get this undisputed fight for years, so I know it's probably so it's a legit injury, and I just want him to come back. Obviously, when these injuries and stuff happen, it kind of puts. I have no doubt about the reschedule of a date. We know what His Excellency is on, right, Flowz? But it's just more obviously, would he come back the same, or would he have a good recovery process? blah, 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 blah. If it derails stuff like that, that's sad to see. But I just hope that he heals and he heals well. He still comes back as the Potova that we know, and we can get a good fight.
Yeah, I'm laughing, listeners. I'm laughing because some of the stuff I was reading. With other news that emerged that we'll get into, some people are claiming, people have claimed that he's been getting stronger and stronger.
Stronger. Yep.
And they're saying, this injury might be to do with other news that came out recently, and he's trying to get off a certain cycle. But people will tweet, people will spread rumors. But yeah, that's just one of those that's floating about.
I mean, Flowz, you just remind me now. We have to talk about it now.
Because
we didn't talk about it a lot because Adam broke officially last week. I don't think.
No, it hadn't. No.
So obviously, since we recorded last week, we then saw the news about Ryan Garcia failed PED test. Sample A came back positive. I said, "Wow, what an interesting development." Sample B has now been confirmed positive. Flowz.
I swear. Okay.
Yeah. Second sample, yes. Second sample, sample B has been confirmed positive as well. I was there watching it unfold. I just happened to be on Ryan Garcia's timeline, and this guy's he's such an idiot, man. He was there just the way he was nonchalantly like denying it and saying, "Oh no, I took this, I took that. I'll never do PEDS or whatever, all that kind of stuff." But since the breaking of that news Flowz, this 135, 140 division is the gift that keeps on giving, bro. There's just it's all been a blaze, right, Flowz? You've got former foes now coming to your defense. Ops linking up. You've got Flowz. Sides are being drawn.
Yeah.
There's sides being drawn right now. You're either on that side, Flowz, or you're on that side. It's crazy.
The mess. It's been a mad mess. The uproar.
Chaotic.
Fighters women fighters beefing male fighters.
Bro. Suddenly, the next day we see Haiti on ESPN doing the whole, I've never been so outmatched and whatnot. Straight away, there's conspiracy theories are flying. They're saying they say the Haiti's got access to the test samples and contaminated them. Bro, it's all going. It's crazy right now. Yeah. Eddie Hearn's been drawn into it.
It's her job. It's all crazy.
What we do know, Flowz, right now, obviously, I think with both samples being testing positive, if that's the case, Flowz, it's good. Unless I guess Ryan obviously has the appeal process, all that kind of stuff. But to me, it's looking like this is gonna end up. They're gonna file probably for this to be a no contest. I guess the Haney's, if that's the case, especially if he's failed 2 PEDS. A lot of questions were brought up, Flowz, because I think the reports initially said that he tested positive before the fight, and afterwards they've done the test after the fight, and the substance was still found as well. But they were saying if they knew before the fight, why was the fight allowed to go ahead?
Yeah, they didn't know. That's the answer.
Yeah, thank you.
I think they tested him on the day before the fight.
Yeah.
And after the fight, immediately after the fight. So the turnaround for the test results, it wouldn't have been known until after the fight. I didn't even know the B samples come out. I know he failed those 2 tests, and the what's it called?
Let me double check the B sample. I'm pretty sure I read
what's it called? The drug in question is Ostarine or something like that.
Yeah, Ostarine. But I think the new one, apparently he's been found. There's other stuff in there as well. It's not just
bad.
Devin tweeted saying that there was they found more than one thing in there as well. It's more than one.
Yikes!
Apparently.
Yikes! Oh man, you know what? I would. I always give boxers the benefit of that, and I always criticize myself afterwards. That when I'm questioning someone's performance and saying they look tired, and they're not getting tired. Because we watched, let's be honest, we watched it. We said, Ryan's when he looks tired, but he didn't get tired. Yeah. So in my head, I'm saying, why did I even? But look, he's not guilty yet. He has to prove his innocence and whatnot. Let's see the appeal. VADA very stringent. Let's find out. But if so, then I don't need a new contest. I need a DQ. That DQ still.
I won't even let the people do the contest with that one, but yeah, I need that too. We need a DQ. Yeah, folks, it's chaos. And is it me or are these drug cases getting more and more chaotic because the Conor Ben situation is still ongoing? We still like that's still a mess. It's getting more and more chaotic. I don't know. It's weird to me. And I'm looking at hindsight now. Am I there thinking, is this hindsight telling me, or was I saying that wow, Ryan really did beat the brakes off this guy? It was unexpected. Is that really just a 3 pound weight? Is that weight gain so much? Like in terms of like the difference between the weight, does it make such a difference? But then I'm looking at the fight and Ryan is telegraphing his left hands and he's just letting them hit. Like he's allowing it. So is that did it improve his speed? No, surely the PEDS aren't gonna account for you getting cracked with the same punch 50 times. A punch that you yourself know the most. So I don't know, Flowz. It's a bit murky for me right now. So I'm gonna wait on if we can wait on more information. I think we should do that. And I'm gonna refrain from calling anyone a cheat or saying it's an inside job or anything. I'm just gonna wait and see. But watching it all unfold and the timeline flows, it's hilarious.
Yeah. Look,
absolutely hilarious.
I'm glad there's more frequent testing. Because certain fights we don't always see tested. But yeah, the backlash is all crazy. You had to Tank, who's previously claimed Ryan's cheated, now saying it's a setup, defending it. But yeah,
Tank's hatred of Devin is crazy, by the way. He doesn't like this guy at all. For him to run to the Ryan, Tank has been Ryan Garcia's chief tormentor for a couple months now. He's always cooking him. And for him to now run to him just so he can spite Devin is crazy.
Yeah.
And we've just seen Tank and they apparently have had a little altercation recently at the club in Vegas. Tank's pulled up on Devin. Yeah, them two need to see each other, man, for real. Obviously, Tank needs to see everyone. He beats everyone. He's beefing Shakur, he's beefing Devin, he beefs everyone.
Not fighting them.
Speaking of Tank, but not fighting them, annoying. But speaking of Tank as well, Flowz, I don't know if you saw the kickoff press with Frank Martin as well. That kicked off as well. Flowz, is it me, Or does the needle between those two seem a bit forced?
I think
I don't know if it's needle or whatever, but obviously they'll like Tank will try and go at each other and stuff, but like I feel like these two like low-key, like they're cool with each other. Not cool, but they respect each other. You know what I mean?
I don't think Frank Martin's forcing it. I don't think he's doing anything. I think he's just responding to what Tank's, because Tank's the one who's storming up to him, coming up to him quickly. Tank's the one who's
I mean from Tank's side, I feel like
definitely Tank's the one forcing it. But I think he's the face now, so he needs to sell fights. He doesn't have Mayweather. He's doing what he needs to do to sell fights.
Oops, sorry, Flowz, I was on mute. But I definitely feel like it's a promo thing. From on Tank's side, for him to maybe big himself up and whatnot. But it didn't seem that genuine. But shout out to Frank because he's not backing down. I like that about Frank. He's that kind of character. He don't really back down. So shout out to Frank. But yeah, it just seemed a bit odd initially. I can't lie, Flowz, between the two of them. But so far, good first presser. It's definitely going to make for an interesting fight. I just think that Frank is just a bit too soon for him, I'll be honest, Flowz. But I guess we can break that down properly when the time comes.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. But yeah, that's it for this week, Flowz. I think we can wrap that up. So this has been episode 194 of SZN Podcast. Once again, I'll be your boy Kam.
I'm your boy Flowz.
And as always, guys, please keep supporting around the streams. Peace.
I'm taking a strap. I'm strapped up.
7, what was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.